Hello, my name is Brad Muniz. I'm a partner at Sobel & Company, and I'd like to welcome you to Sobel Insights. Sobel Insights is a weekly series where we provide some brief information on various topics. Our goal is to keep these sessions to about 15 minutes. At this time, we do not offer CPE. If you have any ideas for topics or speakers, please feel free to reach out to me. Today, we have a very interesting presenter. We have our marketing director at Sobel & Company, Colleen Logan, who has been the brainchild behind and the executive director behind and producer behind these Sobel Insights. So Colleen, you've worked a lot with these over the year and these past 52 episodes, and it's been a lot of work. So what lessons have you learned during this year on these?
Well, Brad, it's been a long year, but it's been fun. I think I'm really not the brainchild behind it. You are the one who came up with the idea for the project, and you just have this passion, and we said, all right, let's go for it. I have a team that works with me, so it's not only me. Brittany Woods is our marketing coordinator, and she has spent endless hours doing like the lead in, lead out videos to each one. Andrew Rizal is our IT administrator, and he's been doing the editing. Even though we don't do a lot of editing, there have been little blips of, like saying our names wrong or, not adding the right name, or in the beginning, you would not change your name from Colleen Logan to Brad. So, things like that. We just had to figure out how to do.
So the little blips of us not being technical professionals, I think that is probably one of the things that other companies will experience if they take on something like this, is that not a lot of people have production staff when they're running their company. And you've had to balance being a marketing director, which I don't think you went to production school.
No.
Andrew and Brittany didn't either. And Andrew, who's an IT person, does a great job, but he again he's not a director of photography, but he does a very good job at the editing.
Yeah, both Brittany and Andrew had to learn a program called Premiere Pro through Adobe Suite. And they basically taught themselves how to do it by watching YouTube videos. And that's why our videos from the beginning to now have come so far.
Were there any particular changes that you made other than just using different software?
Yeah, we made a bunch of changes. We didn't change the host or his sweater vest, but we did change your webcam because the first one was so grainy. It was really terrible. We realized that we had to add email addresses, links to websites to different presenters. The one main change was the lead in and lead out to the videos. The first time we did it, we used a PowerPoint slides and we turned it into a video, and you could see how immature it was. And then we started to learn how to add different videos. And then if you look at the videos that we're doing this year, we actually purchased a template and then changed the fonts and the colors so that it could be branded for SobelCo. And it's much more eye-catching. So I think it looks a little bit more professional.
Interesting. So, I mean, for people that are viewing this isn't just about our successes. It's about how we've grown through this and how you can try just something in the beginning. But more importantly, if you have a thought, or if you want to do something like this, they can reach out to us.
Right. I think the one thing, if you are thinking about doing something like this, is to make sure you have a team that's focused and willing to do it. You have to set a goal for what what you want from these videos, and you have to remember to stay with it, because I know a few times we went off target and we kind of strayed from what we really wanted to do. So I think that's like really important.
So I know that you started to look about some of the topics or what we're doing. Like, where do you recommend people, or how do the topics come up? How should people think about putting topics together?
You do a lot of begging. You ask like everyone if they'll do a video. When we first started to produce them, some of our centers of influence and our referral sources started to reach out and say, oh, I want to be on one of your videos. I want to do that. That's awesome. But you have to make sure that they realize that it's not an infomercial for them, that it is giving value to your clients, and that, we will link to their website and we will link to them and we'll link to their LinkedIn page. But they have to realize that they have to stay on topic. We've used a lot of our staff, which has been great, and it's a great way to promote our services and our different industries that we serve. And they've been wonderful about it. They're always reluctant in the beginning, but we say it's just a conversation and you'll be able to do it. It's quick, it's easy, it's 10 minutes. We really only do one take. So, it doesn't take more than 30 minutes of your time. So as long as they come up with the topic and the questions, they seem like they're, willing to do it. It's funny though, when people come up with topics and then they have their colleague be the presenter because they don't want to be on screen. But that's, as long as we get the information out there to our clients, that's all that matters.
Well, I know that you've been an enormous resource for some of the topics, and it's from a lot of the contacts that you have, from different people that you've been marketing with. You talk to marketing directors, I guess, who talk to people in their office. I know a lot of the topics that I've seen too come from some of our partners with their connections. And a lot of times, like Michael Forge has been very good, the Chris Martin, Liz Harper have been great with it. And what they kind of think is, who are their connections that have something interesting to talk about? And especially somebody like Alan and Mike, they're like, okay, what do my clients want to hear about? And which
that's really what's important, is you have to find out what's the pain point of your client, what really is keeping them up at night. And those are the issues we try to get. We do, go through what our competitors are doing to get some ideas, and then we'll tweak it. It's really just being aware of what's out there and what people need to know.
Right. So now, we said in the beginning that you've been doing this for 52 weeks. And now we'll knock down the fourth wall on some of this. So some of these are backlogged where we record a few in 1 week and put them out. I imagine that makes it a little easier on you when you have a backlog and you're not chasing me around like I'm a petulant child.
Yes. It's been tough. In the beginning, we started out we had so many topics and so many videos. We were doing really well. And then we realized that we were all over the place and we weren't really focused. So we started to realize that we kind of have to break the year up into quadrants and then put certain information together so that it makes more sense.
Were you thinking about keeping it weekly, or what were the thoughts on that?
No, we can't do it. We can't keep up that pace. I'm sorry, Brad. I know you want to be on, but we can't. We just can't keep up the pace. We're running out of topics, speakers. We also have other videos that we want to do. So we want to do like videos that are trending for certain industries, because I know people are saying, like, you're always sending out information, you're always sending out videos. So what we decided to do is to do them bi-monthly, so that all of our business clients will get all of our insight videos, which we are also going to turn into podcasts. So you'll be able to see it on YouTube and on a podcast channel. And we're going to do separate videos for our nonprofit group and for our different industries like food and beverage, and even for our tax clients, because there are certain things that our individual tax clients need to know versus a business tax client. So we want to break things up so everyone's not getting everything all at once, but you'll still be able to get it all on our YouTube channel and on our website.
So I want to clarify one thing, because you said bi-monthly. Are you talking 2 times a month or every 2 months?
2 times a month.
Okay, because
every other week.
For the viewers, I think she was just taking me from 52 weeks down to 6 times a year. But we're going to do every other week, which, I do a similar presentation with the New Jersey Society, and I wanted to do every week. And they said, no, why don't we do every other week? And thank goodness they said that, because we've lived this for the past 52 weeks. And I think you did a great job pulling these together, chasing me down to get them done. So thank you. Now, one of the things that you talked about much early on in the presentation, in this series, was the amount of time that the videos are, and we've always kept them to 15 minutes. And I think you've accepted that as like a pain. It's like twisting in you, because you said to me early weeks in, you're like, Brad, they're not lasting the 15 minutes.
Right. So, in marketing, you do a lot of analytics. So you start to look at how long people stay on, how long their attention span is, and you realize that people are on for about 10 minutes. And we did find in some videos where kind of the meat of the presentation was towards the end, so people missed it. So then you start to do an article on it so that we can then kind of connect the dots, because some people like to listen and some people like to read. So we'd like to shorten the videos next year. At least I'd like to like 10 minutes. I know there's some topics like when Alan spoke about bait, that went 20 minutes, but there was a lot of information that needed to go out. But we did add an article along with that. So we are finding that our insight videos, our podcasts, are going to be more of an overview, and the articles will be a little bit more in depth. Some may have, they'll be on the same topic. They may have different information depending on guidance from like from the A&A community or from the IRS. But we're going to try our best to help everyone get all the information.
No, I can appreciate that. I mean, first, my next question is about changes for 22, but I'm almost sensing this is an intervention. You're telling me you cut the number of time down, and you're telling me, Brad, it's going to be less minutes. So.
It's going to be less minutes. It's going to be less of them, and it's going to be more targeted.
And I can appreciate that, because the goal of these sessions is to get just some brief information to the viewers. And if they're cutting out after 10 minutes, then they're not getting the final pieces. So we want to just give it, an introduction to it, and then follow the article, even if it is a center of influence that's presenting for us.
Right. But we did add last year in October, our news in a minute. So that's more of like breaking news. So we did something on the nonprofit question on the New Jersey ballot about games of chance. We put some tax amnesty information up there, information about changes in meals and entertainment expenses. So anything quick that we just want to get something out to our clients or our prospects.
Great. Are there any final changes that you think you're going to make to 22?
I think the main change is turning to a podcast and creating different videos and segmenting our distribution list and keeping the videos targeted and short and relevant.
And I think you had said at one point that we created a kind of studio in our office, which you want to use, and you want to get me out of my 5th grade portrait studio look.
Yeah, we've been trying to do that for a year now, and I think you've graduated.
I'll be in high school. Good.
Yes, no, you'll go to middle school first and then high school.
Okay.
But yes, we did. We're creating a studio in our office. We have a green screen. We have a new camera. We have some props. And so Brittany and Andrew are working feverishly to create different editing tools for us to use, and new lead-ins, new lead-outs.
So to that end, I want to say to the viewers, Colleen has done a ton of research in this area. She's combining it with her marketing director responsibilities in other areas. But for the viewers, if you have questions on this, anything from the platforms that we use, which is Zoom, or the software that they're using, to the lights that we bought for the room, first trying to light with pretty much a light bulb, to now, we don't have the highest end lights, but we actually went and bought some lights, to now we're moving to an actual camera, no longer an iPhone. Reach out to Colleen and she can tell you or give you some guidance as to what to avoid, if you have a budget of $50, what to do, which is pretty much going to be a match as your light. But people should reach out to you.
It's really not that expensive. I mean, we did it little by little, but we were able to get most of it on Amazon, and the most expensive thing is the camera, but the lighting was a few $100s, a green screen, a few $100s. So I think all in all, we probably spent about $2,500. So it's really not so bad.
But I mean, you learned even lighting when we put up the green screen initially, and there were shadows. Yeah. It was so there's a lot of information that Colleen, she's really minimizing the information that she has in her head, but I recommend anybody who's viewing If you have questions, reach out to Colleen. You can find her email address. She has a real depth of information on this and has gone through a lot, including dealing with a hyperactive, annoying presenter.
It's your passion, right? So it works.
Anything else, Colleen? Because we were right at 15 minutes.
Oh boy, I'm over my limit, right? I would say the one thing is accept critiques from people, because people are going to look at it differently than you do. And I think they really do help you tweak the videos to make them better and for everyone.
Great way to close. Colleen, I wanted this for our last presentation for the year. Thank you very much. And thank you for everything you've done.
Thanks, Brad. It's been a great year.